When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Well, what's going on, Boise State fans? We are back in the Boise studios. BJ Rains with you, Bronco Nation News Live. We had a tremendous time, at least I did, visiting family there in St. Louis for a few days, but back in Boise, got in about 1 a.m. last night. We are rocking and rolling and excited for today's show. We're going to talk to the Boise State beach volleyball coach, Allison Voigt. They're moving to the Southland Conference. There was some confusion about that. Why is that happening? We'll talk a little beach volleyball later in the show when Allison joins us around 9:15 to get the lowdown on just the beach volleyball program and how long it's been around, since 2013 and just kind of the history there. And they're one of the only schools in the Northwest that have beach volleyball. So kind of a cool story, and we'll get into that. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I did have an issue with the set up here in the studio, which is why we're starting a couple of minutes late, so I apologize for that. But if there are any issues and you cannot hear me, please do let me know ASAP or if it sounds okay. We appreciate you guys for checking us out today. We're going to continue our top 25 football countdown as well, the 25 biggest questions and storylines going in to the 2022 football season. So we'll take a look at the schedule today for Boise State and examine some of the hardest games on the schedule. Let us know in the excuse me, in the comments section what game scares you the most this year. What's the hardest game on Boise State's schedule, home or road? Let us know what you think the hardest games are, and we will give away a free pizza to West Side Pizza to one lucky commenter today. So get the comments going, get the questions going. Riding solo today, so can take all the interaction we can get and comments we can get from you guys out there on social media to help make this show go smoothly. We had to work the schedule around this week with Jay Tuss being gone on vacation, so he came in Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday is usually the solo day, or we get an interview or two, and then Thursday, tomorrow, will be Mike Prater, and Friday will be John Mallory this week. He's moved back to Friday to help out with switching with Jay Tuss, who is on vacation. But before we do that, I obviously want to give a quick shout out to a couple of our sponsors. Not going to be able to do it as good as my kids did yesterday, but super appreciative of the sponsors. Lithia Ford of Boise, lithiafordboise.com. You can check them out there in Boise, and online as well, is where you can do all the great stuff. Compare, shop, finance online, lithiafordboise.com. We appreciate their support of the show. As my kids said yesterday, they have good cars there. You should buy one there. So I can't say it any better myself. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. I got branches popping up all over the Treasure Valley, all over the state of Idaho. So check them out. Our family uses the banking there. Our business, Bronco Nation News, uses them for the business accounts. So check them out. Idaho Central Credit Union. They're doing great things, and they're big supporters of ours. And stay tuned for some potential news on football season in terms of a tailgating spot near the stadium, where we may be partnering with Idaho Central Credit Union for some pregame shows and shenanigans. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, RowPaint.com, our title sponsor. They've worked on my garage. They've worked on my back patio. I tell you all the time, but they are the best. If you're looking to get rid of those oil stains in your garage and your garage just looks old, use one of their concrete coatings, man. It transforms it. It really does. And they can do it in one day. It's the one-day concrete coating. They come out there in the morning, and by the time they leave at 3, 4, 5 o'clock, block, you've got a transformed back patio or sidewalk or garage or driveway. So lots of different color combinations, including the Boise State one. So check them out, rowpaint.com. And again, they are the best, and appreciate Andy Rowe and their support of Bronco Nation News. Bronco Nation News would not be possible without all those sponsors, but in particular, rowpaint.com. So we appreciate their support of the show. So we're doing the top 25 countdown. And again, comments welcome, questions welcome today. We'll talk some beach volleyball here in about 5 minutes or so. But we're looking at the top 25 countdown. We're doing a different question a day that kind of looks at the Boise State football schedule. And by the way, there is a little bit of Boise State football news as first reported by Ron Counts with the Idaho Statesman. Nice job, Ron, breaking this. But I have confirmed that Dirk Cutter and Ron Collins are joining the Boise State football program, or already have joined as senior analysts. So senior analyst Dirk Cutter now on the payroll at Boise State as a senior analyst. A lot of teams are adding senior analysts, and it's a position that, frankly, a lot of the bigger schools have numerous ones because they can pay for them, and smaller schools like Boise State really don't. You don't see a lot of those programs in the Mountain West that have, senior analysts on staff on the payroll. And so this is a big step for Boise State football to be able to do this. Dirk Cutter, obviously around. He was at every practice in the spring. His son, Davis Cutter, is a wide receiver on the team. Everybody knows Dirk's history, the former Boise State head coach, been an NFL head coach, coordinator. To have that kind of experience now is huge. And when you wonder what a senior analyst is, well, they are not allowed to coach on the field. So basically, they can watch film, they can break down film. I believe they can, coach in the meetings, but I believe the main thing they can't do is they cannot be on the field coaching. So I think he can be on the sidelines watching it practice. But I think the biggest thing you're going to get out of them is to help game plan and to break down opponents' film, particularly in advance of the other games. So, if they're playing Oregon State this week and then maybe UTEP next week or something where, maybe not as easy in the beginning of the season where they haven't played games. But I think you get Ron Collins and Dirk Cutter taking some advanced looks at the opposing teams, starting to put together a game plan. So as soon as that game ends and they're on to the next week, Dirk Cutter and Ron Collins can kind of get with the coaching staffs and say, here's what we see from them. And here's what we think might work best as part of the game plan. So basically they cannot coach on the field, but they can be involved in watching film, game planning, things they see, whether it be from a Boise State perspective to improve themselves or with the opponents. So that is the biggest thing that I think that Dirk Cutter and Ron Collins are going to bring to the table. But I do think this is a big deal because it shows Boise State is, opening up the pocketbook, so to speak, and adding coaching, members to the coaching staff. And I think that's a big deal that they're expanding the budget, so to speak, to do that. Because like I said, you see analysts at, former head coaches that get fired and need a job. You'll see them end up at Alabama, or you'll see them up at different places. I think Eric Keesaw was like an analyst at Alabama, and they've had some other coaches there. I think Steve Sarkisian one year was an analyst, then moved into the coordinator when somebody got fired or left or something. But a lot of the bigger schools can pay for these analysts, and you don't see it a ton at the smaller schools. And so to have two of them on the payroll now, Ron Collins and Dirk Cutter, I think that's a big deal. So shout out to Ron Counts of the Idaho Statesman for having that story first, but I have confirmed that independently that Dirk Cutter, Ron Collins on the payroll already as senior analysts for the Boise State football team. The question we're looking at is the 25 biggest questions and storylines going into the season. The one today is, the toughest games on Boise State's schedule, and asking folks out there if you have a game that worries you the most. Again, we're giving away a West Side Pizza gift certificate today for a free pizza. What's the game that scares you the most on the 2022 football season? Is it at Oregon State in the opener? Is it San Diego State or Fresno State at home? At Air Force, never an easy game, and they've got a lot of guys coming back. Is it BYU at home? Is it Utah State at the end of the year? At Wyoming in late November is always an intriguing game. There's a lot of interesting games for me. I mean, I think that the Utah State game, for obvious reasons, with what they did last year, what Blake Anderson appears to have going on there, I think is makes that game very intriguing. A 10 a.m. home game on the Blue on Black Friday to end the regular season with potentially the division title on the line. You'd like to think because that game's at home, and you'd like to look at some of the road games, but it is a question coming up next week, I believe, in our series. Can Boise State get back to winning at home? And the 3 home losses last year hadn't happened, in a long, long time around here. So they will look to do that. I think the opener, obviously, at Oregon State. 8:30 ESPN game to kick off the season is certainly going to be one of the tougher games on the schedule. If you win that game and get to 4-0 coming in to host San Diego State on September 30th, I mean, that would just be, a huge start, probably get you back in the top 25. So I think there's a couple sneaky, tricky games. Excuse me. I think the BYU game, obviously they're going to be looking for payback after last year. And I do think at Wyoming in late November is never easy. But there are some interesting games on the schedule this year, and we'll break that down more as we move forward. But 3 out of the 4 games on the road to start the season is never easy, and so we'll see moving forward how that plays out. We will talk about that next week, I believe, as well. But Kendrick chiming in, Dirk as a senior analyst will be a great addition. His insight and influence will be huge. Totally agree. I mean, again, to have a senior analyst on staff for the football team is a big deal. So. We'll be joined momentarily and talk some beach volleyball with Allison Voigt. But first, want to tell you about Boise Dentistry Co. Check them out. Locations across the Treasure Valley. Those are my kids on the screen there. So he must be doing something right if he's getting them to smile. So BoiseDentistryCo.com. Great full family dentistry. So check them out and they will take care of you. BoiseDentistryCo.com. United Commercial Insurance as well. They can write business policies in 44 states around the country. So if you don't live in Idaho, chances are they can help you out. So give them a call, 5-minute call, ask for Brandon. And you may think you have good business insurance, but they can help you out if you own a business or run the insurance portion of your business. They can get some great rates for you. Check them out, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com, and Transportation Compliance Service as well. Another national company based here in the Treasure Valley. If you're looking for a fresh start, a career change, the trucking industry, you may laugh, you may think that's not for you, but 1,000 people a day are getting into the trucking industry, and they can help you every step of the way with the permits and all the things you need to get out there towing that first load. I know multiple people have signed up from listening to our ads. I've heard from them. So if you're interested, give them a call. Check them out, transcomservice.com. They're based in Meridian there behind the Meridian Speedway, and they do a great job. And they can get you signed up and out there towing that first load, quickly in a week or two. So check them out. We appreciate all of our great sponsors at Bronco Nation News. We'll be telling you more about them moving forward. But big news, the beach volleyball team, they're going into the Southland Conference, and here to help us break it down and talk about it is the head coach of the beach volleyball team, Allison Voigt. Allison, we really appreciate your time. How's it going?
Going well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to catch up. And I know there was kind of some, I don't know if confusion's the right word, but some folks that maybe don't follow the beach volleyball program closely kind of going, the Southland Conference, what the heck? So I guess just, give us the background and not having a conference and just why this made the most sense for you guys.
Yeah, so we have been an independent program for a very long time since we started with beach volleyball. And so the Southland has a total of this last year 5 teams, and to have a conference you need 6 teams to get a bid to the national championship tournament, which is in the beginning of May. And so we felt as a program, but also just as a university, that the Southland just seemed like it was a good choice for us to have a championship at the end of the year, because we never had a championship for our program, but also having the ability to have a chance for a bid to the national championship in the beginning of May.
And I know fall of 2013, the program was announced. It came in spring of 2014. And at the time, the only Pacific Northwest team to start beach volleyball. I don't know if that's expanded at all. I'm sorry, I don't know every beach volleyball roster, team out there. But how hard has it been to schedule games? And when you don't have a conference, you don't have a conference tournament. I mean, your entire seasons are non-conference games and tournaments, right?
Right. So how beach volleyball works is basically you're able to schedule like kind of multiple team tournaments on the weekends. And so scheduling wasn't actually as bad. We would go south, of course, in the beginning of the season, just because we got to find the sun and the warmth a little bit during February and March. And so for us, scheduling wasn't as bad. How beach volleyball works is usually you have a mid-season tournament with your conference and then the championship tournament at the end. So then you just kind of fill in the weekends of other tournaments that other schools are hosting. So it might be multiple teams where maybe a couple Pac-12 are there, but there might be another big West team, West Coast Conference. So that's just kind of how you find your schedule throughout the year.
You're coming off the first 20-win campaign in school history. You had a win over number 13 Cal Poly. Obviously, an impressive season. What does I know it's a Southland Conference. It's some smaller schools that some fans maybe aren't, super, familiar with. But what does that do? Just having a conference, having a goal now of a conference title, and a legitimate opportunity to play for a national championship.
I think it's huge. So for us to be able to compete against some really good teams that have had beach volleyball for a long time is going to be exciting for us, and just keep building. I think the main thing for me was not only competing for championships at the end of the year, but we're able to recognize our girls too. We haven't been able to get like a pair of the week. We haven't been able to get the pair of the year. And that's going to be huge on maybe the athletic side, but also the academic side, just because our academics have been fantastic here for our girls do an amazing job. And I think there's just more things when you're in a conference to have the recognition, but also competing at a high level.
We can get some live comments and questions here on social media as part of this. And Perry chimes in. I was able to catch some beach volleyball matches on the Mountain West Network this year. They were fun to watch. Kendrick saying any move by BSU to enhance a program is welcome, should be done to increase visibility and postseason opportunities. I know when the program started in 2014, or I guess now it's 2013, it was kind of just an extension of the actual volleyball team, correct? Right. And maybe just a way to either add more scholarship players and just get more practice in the offseason. But it really has kind of morphed right into its own thing. And is there still crossover, and what is the relationship like there?
Yeah, so we started with just our indoor team basically being the beach team, and how we introduced it and started it was basically having the ability to travel and compete against really top programs in the spring. Just because we weren't able to travel as much with the indoor team. But now that beach volleyball is one of the fastest growing sports, we are just separate. We have beach only athletes. We have, this past year, we had 15 people on our roster. This next year, the same thing, 15 to 16 on our roster. And so we might in the future have a couple kids from indoor crossover, but we are for sure separate, which is super exciting just for women's sports, but also just the growth of beach volleyball.
What as I said, you're one of the only teams in the Northwest that have it. I mean, and I saw something about when it was the Southland or something. I saw some national person say, well, who knew Boise State had beach volleyball? I mean, it's not, you have the blue turf synonymous with football. I don't know if, Boise State's synonymous with beach volleyball, but you think about the area where you guys are located. What's that like? Just having building a beach volleyball program in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, no, it's been actually really exciting to see just how many prospective student athletes are really interested with Boise State. I think Boise State has been a huge advocate. I mean, don't get me wrong, they know about the blue field. And so they're kind of always asking questions like, what else does Boise State offer? And the fact that we have the ability to get beach on campus, we have 3 amazing courts. And the nice thing is that we do have all 4 seasons, but very doable weather with beach volleyball. And like I said in the beginning, was usually in the beginning of the season, we go south. And so we do travel a little bit to Arizona, Texas, California to get those matches, but we're able to adapt and be able to handle the elements that comes within beach volleyball.
And you came, I believe, in like March of 2016 as an assistant under Coach Garris. So I think 6 years now you finished, I believe, if my math's not correct. But what? Yeah, what? Just in your time here, seeing this university grow and seeing this town and now seeing what Jeremiah Dickey's doing and his vision. As someone that's kind of been here the last 6 years and overlapped a little bit. What's your take on just where this athletics department is headed?
It's been fascinating just to see the growth. I think when I got here 2016, it was coming off a really good season, which was a lot of athletics did a really good job. And then just seeing the growth of not just the athletic programs, but the academic side, the university is growing really rapidly, which is exciting to get people in the stands, students in the stands, students back in the athletic, not just for football, but it's just every athletic team. I would say more people want to get involved, and that's what's exciting. And just knowing that the brand of Boise State is just growing, not only on the campus, which is huge. I think getting people on campus is the biggest thing, is now spreading into the Valley, but also outside too. And every time we wear like our, Boise State logo, people know. They're like, oh, Boise State, Broncos. And that's just so exciting. And I think the last 6 years and what Jeremiah has been doing this past year is amazing, just to know that not only what we had 6 years ago, we still could be better and do more. And the vision that we have, just not only from him, but also I think everyone in the department, is just really exciting. And it's just has like a little bit more of a new fire almost. And it's just getting people more, I don't want to say motivated, but it's just more of excitement on campus, which is exciting to come to every day.
How do you recruit recruit athletes? I mean, is there a high school beach volleyball AAU circuit, or how do you, I mean, do you have to kind of just go and project indoor players and try to get them to switch over, or how does that work?
So there's actually a lot of club teams around the country. So people are now just playing beach volleyball. So it's all year round. There's a lot of tournaments throughout the year for the high school prospects. And some indoor girls do play beach too, usually in the summertime. So a lot of recruiting is during July just because there's so many tournaments on the California coast. Florida is huge. But yeah, there's a lot of clubs now that just focus on beach volleyball. And I know there's a couple states that do have high school beach volleyball, which is exciting. But it's still huge in the club scene.
I know Jeremiah was telling us he did a little presentation with the media before they revealed the Master Athletics Village plan concept a couple month ago, whenever it was, and he said, "Yeah, all the coaches love the drawings and all that." I would assume you were one of the ones when you saw the what could potentially be coming for the beach volleyball team. If that were to come to fruition, that'd be pretty nice.
It's amazing. I think we already have our 3 courts close on campus, but the fact that it's in the center of campus, right next to the soccer field, is really exciting. And it's a couple more courts for us too to expand and hopefully host more tournaments throughout the years. And I was really excited. I mean, I know, like you said, a lot of the coaches are excited. Just having the energy on campus with all the athletic fields is going to be amazing.
So what would be your pitch, I guess, to Boise State fans watching out there that maybe aren't the biggest volleyball fans? They kind of just watch football and basketball or whatever. What I know you don't have a ton of matches at home because of the weather and things like that, right? But what is the pitch is why folks should get on board and watch and support and follow this team?
I think the main thing is our girls work their butt off. I think not only in the classroom, but on the field. But I think with beach volleyball, it's different. It's 2 people in the sand. So the elements are different. So different surface, but it's kind of more the outsmarting the other team. And so it's really exciting. It's really fast paced. And it's more of just the excitement of a lot of long rallies, not just like pass that hit done. It's a lot of fun rallies. It keeps you involved, and it's just an exciting game. And hopefully they've seen the beach volleyball in the Olympics. It's just like that. And we have it here at Boise State.
Did you guys get new sand recently or something? Did I see a tweet about that? Or
yes, we did, which is super exciting. After years when the wind comes in, like we just had a little bit ability to add more sand, and it's been fantastic. And our girls love it, and it makes it deep and hard to jump out of, but that's the part of the sport.
Well, final question for you, and we appreciate your time. Just what is the outlook? I mentioned the first 20-win season in program history. What is the outlook moving forward? Do you lose a lot? Do you bring a lot back? What would be the Cliff Notes version for our fans here, our viewers, about the team moving forward?
So we had a couple seniors, of course, graduate, but we do have a young team coming in this year that are hungry and motivated from having this great season. And that's kind of the expectation we have moving forward. So I think having this conference now, adding that, it's like, what's the next goal? Is we're winning championships. And so having the ability to have these girls have really good leadership the last couple of years makes them more hungry, and they want to have that expectation moving forward with a 20-win season, but also having a championship at the end of the year.
I said last question, but I lied. Maybe this will be the last question. What in terms of the conference now and having the conference schedule, does that mean that, is it going to be is beach volleyball traditional? You just go travel to play one of these teams, either home or road, or is it more weekend tournament style? A lot of those teams are obviously a lot closer than you guys, but I mean, will you be hosting a couple of those teams for conference matches then in Boise, or how's that work?
We hope so in the future. Yeah, we hope to have a mid-season tournament. We only have one mid-season with the conference together, and then it's just the end of the year conference tournament. So we hope in the next couple of years we can be able to host all those teams for the mid-season tournament, usually in beginning or middle of March. And then at the end of the year, we'll depend on who is hosting the championship that year. That's kind of how we decide on who's playing. And then from there, the whole schedule gets put together as other teams that you want to play against in the region, or if you want to go somewhere else in the country to play.
And is Boise State still the only Mountain West school with beach volleyball, or?
San Jose State actually has beach volleyball also.
Okay.
So it's us 2, and that's it right now. We hope other schools in the Mountain West keep adding it, just because it's a great sport and it's a lot of fun.
And you said it's 6 teams? You have to have at least 6 teams to be able to give that automatic bid?
Exactly. 6 teams for 2 years to get that automatic bid.
Okay, well, it's going to be exciting to follow, and I would have to assume that the off-season workouts and things for the squad is a little more motivating, knowing you have a path to a national championship now. It's a pretty cool deal, and so congratulations on the move to the Southland Conference. We appreciate your time, and once the season gets rolling again, we'll love to get you on again.
Sounds great. Thank you for having me.
No, appreciate it. Thank you. There she is, Allison Voigt of the beach volleyball program. And yeah, I know when it happens, some folks are like, Southland Conference, but I think once you hear the reasoning behind it, and it's a pretty cool deal, and obviously appreciate her for coming on, and looking forward to what the beach volleyball team can do moving forward. And it's not a lot of teams in the Northwest sponsor beach volleyball. You probably don't think of Boise State as a hotbed for beach volleyball, but they're building the program into something. Again, they've only been around, I think, 6-7 years. First 20-win season in history, first winning season. It was a couple years ago, so they're kind of keep hitting those milestones and moving on and moving ahead. So appreciate Craig Lawson and Doug Link and everyone for helping set that up. And appreciate Allison for joining us on the show. We are back in Boise. We got some cool stuff going on this week. Need to give out this pizza. Kendrick Melville, do you live in the Boise area and do you want a free pizza? Let me know, Kendrick. You had a couple nice comments on here today. We'll pick you as our winner today if you would like a free pizza from Westside Pizza. Get out to Westside Pizza, guys. Use that promo code BNN25. We'd love to show them that the Bronco Nation News family can support our sponsors and make them want to continue to advertise with us. Westside Pizza, it's right there on Overland Road. It's a great spot. You can check them out. They're across from the Walmart, kind of there by the Flying Y on Overland. The best deal is the carry out. They have a $10 large carry out pizza. If you order online and use our promo code BNN25, you get 25% off your entire order. We're talking $7.50 for a large pizza. So love Westside Pizza, and happy to have Jordan and the family over there on board as sponsors, and hopefully folks will support the sponsors. BNN25 is the promo code. You get 25% off your entire order at Westside Pizza. So check them out when you're looking to pick up some dinner on the way home from work or something, and we would appreciate you supporting Westside Pizza. Also support the Blue and Orange store. Father's Day is coming up. They got a great idea for Father's Day. Get some dads some Boise State gear. You can do it at the Blue and Orange store. Free shipping for any order made online over $40. Free shipping any online order over $40. You can do it at theblueandorangestore.com. And if you live in the Boise area, check them out at the Town Square Mall, right next to the Pro Image there up on the second floor. So we appreciate the Blue and Orange store for their support. Ridley's Family Markets as well. Shop Ridleys.com. They got 13 Idaho locations. They got some cool stuff coming up with JL Skinner. JL Skinner is going to be out at a couple of Ridley's locations. I'm trying to find the info here real quick. This is bad hosting on my part. I apologize. Where was that at? It is coming up this weekend on Saturday. He is going to be at the Weiser location from 1 to 3. And on Sunday, he's going to be at the Middleton location from 1 to 3. So this weekend, 1 to 3 on Saturday at Weiser, and Sunday, 1 to 3 in Middleton. Head out there, and he's going to do an autograph signing and a pop-up shop. So he's selling some JL Skinner gear as part of an NIL deal, trying to make a little money. There's going to be some food. You can get a photo with them, some autographs. We're hoping to maybe get him on the show and talk about it. Not sure what the rules are for that, but go out and support JL Skinner at Ridley's Family Markets this weekend. Saturday at Weiser, 1 to 3. Sunday in Middleton from 1 to 3. So check that out. Matt Bauscher as well, the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Appreciate Matt and his support of Bronco Nation News. So check him out if you're looking to buy or sell a home. BauscherRealEstate.com. It looks like Kendrick does not live in the Boise area, so appreciate it, Kendrick, for the comments anyway. And sorry we can't get you a pizza, but we'll find another person to give it to. Any new basketball news? No, we mentioned Leon Rice winning the gold medal. We are going to talk to Coach Rice later this week. I think he's going to do a little media session to wrap up the trip to Mexico and try to give any off-season updates that there are with in relation to the basketball team. But they have a scholarship left. I think they have a recruit maybe coming in town this weekend. Don't know who it is, but I did hear they might be, they're obviously trying to fill that last scholarship spot. And now that Coach Rice is back in town, I believe that's going to ramp up here over the next week or two as they try to lock that down. So, Perry, you want a pizza? If you want a pizza yet, Perry, if Perry wants a pizza, let me know, Perry. I'll hook you up with a free pizza from Westside Pizza. Send me an email, Perry. Rains, it's RAINS at BroncoNationNews.com. Rains at BroncoNationNews.com. Perry is always a loyal viewer and commenter of the shows, and we appreciate that, Perry. So if you want a free pizza, let me know. And if you golf, Perry will hook you up with a round of golf at Timberstone Golf Course as well. I've heard just great things the last couple of weeks about the tournament and how much fun everybody had. A lot of people had never played Timberstone and then, saw it and said, wow, this course is beautiful. We're going to have to get back out there. So get your tee time, playtimberstone.com. Timberstone Golf Course out there in Caldwell. I'll actually be playing out there later this week now that I'm back in town. Wife and kids stayed in St. Louis, so I'm back in town for about 10 days or so to get some work done here. Oh, we're 0 for 2. Perry doesn't live in the Boise area either, so I'm 0 for 2 in picking out winners. So anybody that's viewing that wants a free pizza, give me an email, rains at BroncoNationNews.com. I'll hook you up with a free pizza at Westside Pizza. You can check them out and hopefully become a loyal customer at Westside Pizza. I mentioned it at the beginning of the show, but if you joined us late, Ron Counts, Idaho Statesman, had it first, but I've confirmed Dirk Cutter and Ron Collins have joined as senior analysts of the football team. We'll work and get a little story up on the website on that here in a little bit, but Dirk Cutter, former Boise State coach, is now officially on the payroll as a senior analyst, so he'll be able to help break down practice tape and game tape and help game plan for games. It's going to be a big deal to have Dirk Cutter and Ron Collins now on the payroll as analysts for the Boise State football team. So that'll do it for today's show. Appreciate everybody for checking us out, and we really appreciate and thank Allison Voigt for coming on. Appreciate all of you guys as well. Mike Prater will be with me tomorrow. We'll get back on a little bit of a normal schedule here. Mike Prater tomorrow and John Mallory on Friday. So bring your questions and comments, your shots for Prater and Johnny Thursday and Friday. And we will continue this look at the top 25 for Boise State. I believe Leighton Vander Esch is going to join us as well on one of the 2 days. Looking to have Leighton Vander Esch on. He has a camp coming up on Saturday out at Bishop Kelly High School, I believe. So we're looking to get Leighton Vander Esch on as well, and that'll be good. So we're having fun, and we're back rocking and rolling here in Boise, Bronco Nation News. So check out all of our great sponsors. Please support them. That's what keeps this thing possible. These shows are all free on social media thanks to our sponsors. So please support the sponsors so we can keep this content coming for you all summer and all fall long. So by the way, June 16th, so tomorrow, Southwest opens up their flight schedules for the rest of the year, so we can book some football travel, some basketball travel, and get rolling with that. So exciting times ahead for Bronco Nation News. We got some big things we're working on and looking forward to that. If you are or know of a Boise State student that might be looking for an internship, we can give college credit. Might be able to give a stipend, but I don't know if it'll be an hourly thing that we can do. But we are looking for an intern for the fall semester, preferably one that can handle like TikTok, Instagram, some things like that to help build our brand. So if you are good with social media or all the social media now that is working well, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that stuff, we would love to get someone on board that can help with practice footage and interviews and things like that to get some content out there throughout the season. So help us build our brand here at Bronco Nation News. So appreciate everybody for checking us out. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thanks to you. And we will talk to you guys with Mike Prater, 9 a.m. tomorrow. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.
At ICCU, to make a difference, it takes just one connection. A friendly face, an open ear, a helping hand. And then something amazing happens. We find out that we're better together. This is what Idaho Central does in our communities every day. We help our members with the small things and big dreams. This is what believing in you is all about. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your day.